is accredited by NBA Act, that means what? They are even following the international standards that is set by the apex body like Washington Accord or above. Okay, that is the reason why we want to go for accreditation. Okay, earlier it is like a ISO related thing. Suppose if you buy any commodity, if you go to any shop and buy any commodity, if you have got that ISA mark, that standard label, then the purchaser will be interested to buy that component. Likewise, if any parent wants to get admitted their students in these colleges, first and foremost thing is they will see whether the college is accredited with NBA or NAC. NBA or NAC accreditation is a kind of international standards that is being followed by the college. Okay, that is followed throughout the entire world. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Next. Now, what is the purpose of accreditation? Now, accreditation is not meant to find fault in the existing system. Suppose, see, many people will think that when accreditation team comes, they will find the pitfalls or the shortcomings of the college. It is not like that. It is not meant to find the faults in the existing system, or it is not there to denigrate the working style of the present existing system. It is not there to denigrate the working style of the present working system, or it is not there to confine the boundaries to the existing system. It is not there to confine some boundaries to the existing system. Okay, and it is also not meant only for reputed organizations like IITs and NITs. Okay, therefore, accreditation purpose is not meant for the above mentioned things. Okay, next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, now we will see benefits of accreditation. The main topic of our present agenda is benefits of accreditation. Now, what are the benefits of accreditation? Now, first point we will see, I will discuss elaborately point by point. It facilitates continuous quality improvement. Now, quality improvement. For example, say some X college is there. Already it is an established college with good infrastructure, with good manpower, with a good incubation center. Okay. Now, unless until a third party comes and assess the value, it is able to tell, okay, that college is having that much of expertise. Okay. That is the reason why the colleges normally go for accreditation process. And once the college gets accredited with okay, A+ grade or A grade with respect to NAC, or if all the programs get accredited with respect to engineering programs with respect to NBA, okay, and this is a continuous process. For example, if NBA is accredited for 3 years, okay, immediately after the completion of that, again you have to go for renewal purpose. Similarly, NAC, cycle 1, cycle 2, cycle 3. Therefore, it is a sort of a continuous improvement. This sort of continuous improvement is provided by the accreditation process. This continuous sort of quality improvement with respect to institution is being provided by the accreditation. Next, second point, it demonstrates accountability to the public. Now, as you know, various stakeholders there. Okay, like parents, exist students, alumni students. Alumni students, now and then they will be interacting with the college. What sort of innovative actions that have been conducted in the college, and what sort of actions you have taken to take your college to the next level. Therefore, now and then your stakeholders will be continuously interacting with the colleges. Therefore, it creates a kind of accountability to the stakeholders. Suppose say if college is for accreditation, they can tell to the stakeholders clearly that we are accountable to the students. We are upgrading our college on a daily basis to the next level. That is the second point. Third point, it improves staff morale. Suppose I'm working in accredited college. For example, now I was just now I was with one ma'am. She is working in Shreyas College. She can tell proudly that whenever she interacts with the outside world, I am working in a accredited college. Okay, that sort of staff morale gets improved if you work in a accreditation college. Next, it recognizes the achievements and innovations. Now, obviously, with respect to student point of view, with respect to faculty point of view, with respect to institution point of view, if you do any sort of research oriented thing, or if you do any sort of improvements in your academic curriculum or in your personal growth, all that sort of things will be recognized, and they will be noted by the college. Next, facilitates information sharing. What do you mean by information sharing? For example, say, if a college has been accredited, another college also been accredited. For example, if we have got some projects, normally the best advantage or the main benefit of accreditation is the college will be entitled to do all AST related funding projects. You have got DST related funding projects. They have got MHRD funding projects. Apart from these projects, you have got consultancy related funding projects. Now, normally projects are categorized into two categories. One is sponsored projects, and there is consultancy related projects. What do you mean by sponsored projects? Sponsored projects are those projects that are given by the government bodies like AACT, MHRT, DST. Okay, they will be giving the projects to you, and they will be giving you some time period. Within that time frame, you have to complete the project, and for that project, they will be giving you some amount. Okay, and obviously, it improves the staff morale, and obviously, it improves the morality of the institution that they have got so funding projects from the AST, MHRD, and DST bodies. And another sort of projects are also there, consultancy related projects. For example, say if you take DRDO, DRDL, some BHL, okay, some reputed organizations are there, okay, where they are doing a lot of research. Suppose if they think that they do not have enough expertise, or if they think that if they want to go some to external party or third party, even those people can also give some module work to the college people. For example, say DRDO is there, they are doing some project, it comprises of 10 modules. They can give 2 to 3 modules related work to the college, and they can extract the work from the faculty fraternity. And for extracting the work, even they can pay some amount to the college and some amount to the faculty. And one more important point. For example, if you have got any project from AACT, DST, or MHD, okay, you can have that information sharing sort of thing. Okay, you know that mainly principal investigator will be there and co-investigator are there for any project. Principal investigator is the main person who is doing the actual thing, and he can have his deputy as principal co-investigator. Now, for example, say I am working in some college, that college is not accredited. Okay, I know one of my friend who is working in a reputed college whose college is accredited with NB and NAC. Let us assume that college faculty, my friend has got AST project worth of some 10 lakhs. Then he can become a principal investigator. He can request me to become principal co-investigator. Therefore, this sort of information sharing among faculties can be there. Okay, when we have this accreditation for our college. Okay, and priority in getting financial assistance. Just now I was told you will be getting a financial assistance. No, the other day you might have seen some 3 4 months back, AST has given okay that projects, FDP projects, modernization of labs, RPS. Likewise, you can have n number of projects because you know that MHRD is encouraging like anything. Almost in the annual budget, okay, whenever any constitution is prepared, as per that constitution, from 1,000 to 1,500 crores have been allocated for these projects in the budget, annual budget of our parliament section. And this 1,000 to 1,500 crores, they will be giving to all the engineering colleges, okay, to develop various projects, innovative projects. Unfortunately, there is no enough expertise in our engineering colleges, and the amount that has been given, it is again back to the what do you say that fund. Okay, therefore we have to build enough expertise, okay, in mobilizing the amount from the government. Therefore, government is there to fund us to do n number of innovative projects. If the college is accredited, then we are in a position to get the maximum amount of funds from the government. Now, it helps the institution to know its strengths, weakness, and opportunity. Very important. As I already told, okay, accreditation is a process of your SWOT analysis, whereas your normal AST approval is a of your DPR analysis, detailed project report analysis. SWOT analysis. What do you mean by SWOT analysis? SWOT means what? Strength, weakness, opportunity, threats. Now, just I will give you a small example. Okay. Now, let us assume I'm working in some reputed college. Okay. Now, I have to give my strengths with respect to my caliber. What is the strength? We have to give the SWOT analysis with respect to institution, with respect to faculty. For example, with respect to institution, I'm telling strength. I can, with respect to institution can tell we have got good manpower of faculty, okay, rich expertise faculty, okay, good innovation center. These are all strengths of the college. Okay, next, weakness.
Uniqueness. Your voice is not audible, sir.
Sir, voice is not audible, sir.
Hello, is it audible, sir? Hello? Hello?
It is audible.
Now it is audible, sir. Now it is audible. Now it is audible.
Okay, right, sir.
Well,
Right.
no, it is
So maybe,
audible.
sir,
You don't
Okay,
unmute.
sir. Okay.
okay. Now we will see at a glance what we have discussed about what are the benefits of accreditation. First one is it facilitates continuous quality improvement with respect to institution. Not only with respect to institution, with respect to faculty fraternity also, it always have a continuous sort of improvement because it is not that accreditation is done for once and we have left it out. It is not like that because after the completion of every 3 years with respect to NBA, we have to go for renewal. Therefore, it is a continuous process. Therefore, by means of accreditation, our institution will have a continuous quality improvement. That is the first point. Second point, already I have told, it demonstrates accountability to the public because public means your stakeholders. Because always we should be answerable to the stakeholders. What sort of initiatives we have done and what sort of actions we have done in order to improve the college and in order to take the college to the next level. That sort of benefit is there to the stakeholder. And next one, what? It improves staff morale. Obviously, when you are working in any reputed, accredited college, it gives an edge, some X factor to the faculty that we can do anything when we are working in the accredited college. Okay. Next one, it recognizes the achievements, innovations, and whatever achievements you have done. Suppose you have published any papers, you have published all that. All that. Next, it facilitates information sharing. Just now I have told, okay, suppose some college is there which is not accredited, but you know one of your close friend who is working in that college, you can make that faculty who is working in non-accredited college as a principal co-investigator, and you can become principal investigator when you have got any funded projects from government, sponsored projects like AACT, MHRT, DST projects. Therefore, it has a sort of information sharing among the faculties, okay, from different colleges. Okay, and next one, priority in getting financial assistance. Now, obviously, I have told just now, okay, you are getting financial assistance with respect to sponsored projects. And apart from that, you can even go for consultancy related projects. Then DRDO or DLR, if they got any module to be done, if they don't find that expertise in their organization, they will give that module to the college. And using the manpower, using the infrastructure resources in our college, we can complete that module. And for that work, we can extract some amount. That sort of feasibility is also there. Okay. Next one, priority in getting financial assistance. Already I have told. It helps the institution to know its strengths, weakness, SWOT analysis, because our SAR is prepared based on your SWOT analysis only. Next, it initiates the institutions to go into modern methods of pedagogy. Now, nowadays, all the smart room class-based teaching we are implementing. That sort of innovations we can do in our teaching learning based methodology also. And it promotes inter and intra-institutional interactions. Just now I told, okay, it has got that inter and institutional activities. As you know pretty well that recently, some 3 years back, okay, if the college is accredited with NAC A+, I'm repeating again, if the college is accredited with NAC A+, the government is giving that NAC A+ accredited college some 30 lakhs amount, and using that 30 lakhs amount, they can guide the nearby 5 clustered colleges to make sure that the 5 colleges also get accredited with the NAC. I think you got my point. Okay, if the college is accredited with the NAC A+, okay, government is giving 30 lakhs amount to the college, okay, to train the nearby 5 clustered colleges to get accredited with the NAC. That means what, see, how many advantages you are having if your college is accredited with either NAC or NBA. If your college is accredited with NBA or NAC, okay, you will be getting n number of projects, MHRD projects, DST projects, okay, and AST related projects. And I can mention the top grade colleges in our Telangana, and whatever amount they are paying to doctorates, okay, they are paying from this amount only. Okay, it is a known fact. Okay, nothing can be hidden. For example, some ex faculty is there. Let us assume he has got a worthwhile project of some 20 lakhs AST project. Okay, normally what the management doing, it is an open fact known to each and every faculty. Out of 20 lakhs, they will spend only 10 lakhs for the project. Remaining 10 lakhs, they will give that as a salary to the doctorate only. Therefore, see, it is a beneficial thing to institution and it is a beneficial to your. Likewise, we can have n number of advantages with respect to accreditation. That is why the government is encouraging all the colleges. Now, as you know, the AST has kept a mandate, okay, and UGC also has kept a mandate that by 2021, all the colleges in the country, either they should be accredited with NAC or either they should be accredited with the NBA. Earlier it was given as 2020, but now they are given relaxation for 2 more years when all the private managements have requested the apex body that within this short span of time our college cannot get accredited. Therefore, if you see down the line after 5 years, all the colleges will be accredited either by NBA or NAC because a lot of advantages are there. Okay, therefore, these are the benefits of accreditation and hello. And one more thing, as a faculty, when we are working in any accredited college, it gives us an exposure also, okay, to know about this entire analysis concepts. And one more thing, government is also encouraging, okay, the private colleges to conduct these sort of accreditation program related training programs, and government is also interested to fund them like anything. Okay, they are not hesitant to spend crores of rupees. The other day, even that ACP chairman and the other apex body members, they have told clearly, private college management, so no need to go for any consultancy sort of thing. Okay, don't encourage third party people. If you want to any sort of training program, you please try to conduct. We are there to fund you like anything. Therefore, a lot of advantages are there in the colleges accredited by MBR. Okay, therefore, these are the few points I have discussed. There are a number of advantages apart from that, but these are the main important points. Okay. Now, can we have the query session from the participants? I request the participants to please interact with me if you have any sort of queries from your point of view. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, I could not able to hear your voice clearly, sir. Please.
Is it any beneficial for the teaching faculty after accreditation?
Good afternoon, sir.
Tell me, sir. Repeat your question, sir.
Sir, if the college has not got accreditation, hello.
Tell me, sir. I'm hearing you. Tell me.
Yeah, if the college has not got accredited,
Your question is not, sir. If the college is not accredited,
MBA.
Tell me, sir. If the college is not accredited, sir, I'm getting multiple voices, sir. I could not able to get.
So what they should do?
If the college is not accredited, what they should do? That is your question, sir. Sir, if the college is not accredited, okay, first and foremost thing is that you have to request your management, okay, to see to that your college gets accredited in the coming 2 to 3 years. Because now AST has made it mandate by 2021. Okay, either the college should be accredited with the NBA or it should be accredited with the NAC. At least you have to start the process. Sir, any other doubts, sir? Say, I thought you will be asking a number of questions from your side. I could not able to get even a single question, sir.
Sir, other question. Can you hear me?
Tell me, sir.
Sir, our college went for the MTech MBA first time. Okay. We have
Very good, sir.
the complaints report, everything. We have given the copy, what is to be submitted, like what is the curriculum we have maintained, everything. We have given the consolidated copy. After that, they
Okay.
told that they'll be coming for the inspection. Okay, we got inspected, but they given some queries like US is not meeting up to the point marks. What are the rated point they have? But we got one faculty from some good colleges like IIT. We got one faculty for judging us, and other from some other college like from Chennai, from college, reputed college,
Okay.
private university, private college. But they told that US is not meeting up to the mark, so we have not
Okay.
got MBA up to now. We not got. We got second.
now-
We went second time, but also we not got.
No.
So what
Normally,
is
what? Normally, I'm answering your question, sir. Normally, actually,
Yeah.
earlier they used to give a straightforward SR question. I'm telling some 5 years back. Okay, suppose say some ex-college has gone for accreditation, sir. Okay, suppose they have gone for 3 programs. Okay, within 2 to 3 months after inspection, they used to give this straightforward report, whether the program is accredited or whether the program is not accredited. They used to send the report either by mail or post. But now what they are doing is, but now what they are doing is they are asking us to submit the complaints. You got the point, sir. Okay, they are preparing a set of questions and they are sending us to the mail, okay, college mail ID, stating that these are the pitfalls we have observed in our inspection. Now, if you are in a position to justify their queries, okay, then there is a high possibility of getting your program accredited. Normally, don't think that if they send you that complaints, okay, stating that these are the pitfalls or shortcomings, what we have observed after the inspection, it doesn't mean that your program is not accredited. Okay, you have to give the proper explanation and justification to each and every point with valid documentation, and you have to send the hard copy and soft copy to that concerned mail. Within 1 or 2 months, you will get the report, sir. Positively, because recently we have done accreditation for one of the college for 4 programs, almost for 3 programs, they have given us all pitfalls and shortcomings. We thought that only one program will be getting accredited. But what we have done is we have given the proper justification to all their queries with the proper valid documentation, and they have got all the 4 programs accredited. It doesn't mean that if they send complaints, okay, the program is not accredited. You have to wait for some more time, I think, sir. Any other doubt, sir?
Hello, sir. Kamal Surana from TITS Bhiwani, Haryana.
Tell me, sir.
Sir, actually, the thing is that what is the impact of this corona onto this accreditation process? Because I think now date will be extended more now. As far as the 2021 is concerned.
Yeah, I got your point. Sir. I will tell you the proper thing for that one. See, as a part of our consultancy work, okay, we have done accreditation for many colleges, and many colleges are at the verge of the inspection before this corona. But because of corona, okay, they have postponed the dates. Okay, maybe after 6 months, the team will come. And keeping in view all this present scenario, okay, definitely they will extend the time, sir. Maybe they have told 2021. Maybe they will extend for 2 more years. It is. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Sir,
Hello, sir.
tell me, sir.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello,
Tell me, sir. You please speak, sir. I am able to hear your
Sir.
voice. Tell me, sir.
Sir, there are 2 types of accreditation as per NBA and NAC. Yes, NAC,
sir.
this is concerned to a college, overall college.
Yes.
But
Overall.
NBA is pertaining to NBA is pertaining to a particular department or program.
Yes.
So which one is you suggest to go for first? Because for NBA we need only 3 years of data, but NAC we
Yes.
need 5 years of data to produce.
Yes.
So
Yes.
which one is the best way for an engineering college to go for, either NBA or NAC?
Sir, yours is a very, very valid question, sir. Okay. Now, I just give me 2 minutes time. I will give you the total brief explanation. Now, normally, whenever you go for any accreditation, sir, NBA or NAC, a lot of financial things are involved. Okay. Earlier,
Yes,
whenever
sir.
a college wants to go for accreditation, each program used to cost us 5 lakhs, sir. If they are going for
Yes,
a single
sir.
program accreditation, 5 lakhs, and
sir.
followed by each program again 2.5 lakhs like that, sir. For example,
Yes,
if you are
sir.
going for 4 programs, almost if you keep the GST and everything into account, almost it will be
Yes, sir.
costing around 13 to 14 lakhs only for payment of fees. You got the point, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
13 to 14 lakhs will be spent only for that payment part. But whereas
Yes, sir.
NAC, the entire process will be completed within 3 to 4 lakhs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
First
sir.
parameter they should keep in point. Now, what the NBA has done, okay, since most of the colleges are reluctant to go for NBA because of this high price, they have drastically
Yes, sir.
reduced the. Now the price is around some 2 to 5 lakhs for each program.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, more or less, NBA and NAC both are having the same sort of financial thing.
Yes, sir. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
So your voice is not audible. Wait.
Hello.
Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Hi.
Very good afternoon to all the dignitaries, participants from various colleges. Maybe due to some network issues, Bhagirath sir is unable to connect with us further. If you people have further queries with him, you can just post it in WhatsApp group or in the chat window over here. We will further try to clarify them with sir. So now let us continue with the valedictory part. So we have come to the valedictory for our 3-day FPP. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the session. I hope you all had a great learning experience these 3 days. Faculty development program on outcome-based education and participation to enhance the quality of technical education. As it was an online program, of course, people at the remote places must have had issue with their signals connecting with the audios or videos sometimes. We tried our best to be active and post all the updates and were available to clarify any kind of doubts through the WhatsApp group. Now we have Mrs. Anwar Jahan to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Manzoor Hussain, Director of Admissions, JNTU Hyderabad. I request the participants to be on mute. And I request Anwar Jahan to introduce our chief guest for the valedictory.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here in the panel and the participants from various colleges. Dr. M. Manzoor Hussain, the Director of Admissions, Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. Dr. M. Manzoor Hussain received a Best Teacher Award in the year 2017 from Telangana government. Sir was the principal of JNTUH College, Sultanpur, Sangareddy for 5 years. Sir was the chairman, Board of Studies from January 2012 to August 2014. Sir has done his PhD in Mechanical Engineering from JNTUH. Sir has the total working experience of 28 years. Sir is a research guide and PhD supervisor. 7 students were awarded PhD and 8 students are registered and are pursuing PhD. Sir has guided more than 50 PG projects. Sir was a special officer of part-time PG program for 2 years. Sir was a coordinator for Center of Excellence in Computer Aided Design and Engineering, MTech Mechatronics, and Mechanical Engineering Students Association. Sir was officer in charge of examinations for 3 years and officer of placement and training for 2 years in JNTUH. Sir is a member of AICTE committee, APPIC selection committees. Sir was a member of confidential team for TS MSET 2017. Sir is a member of Academic Senate JNTUH from 2014 till date. Sir is a life member of ISTE, member of the Combustion Institute, and member in International Association of Engineers. With these few introductory words, we welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. You are audible. This is Professor Manzoor from JNTU.
You're most welcome, sir. Yeah, you're audible. Now I request Professor Dr. Ravindra Tiwari, ma'am, Dean Colleges, to address the gathering.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Am I? Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am, please.
A very good evening to one and all. At the outset, I would like to extend a very, very warm welcome to our chief guest, our dear and near Manzoor Hussain, sir. Thank you so much, sir, to be associated with this valedictory function. I would like to extend my thanks to our secretary, Arifuddin sir, our director, Minajuddin sir, our deputy director, Fasiuddin sir, and above all, the organizers of this wonderful, very wonderful 3-day FDP. And you know, the first 3 letters, outcome-based education, we know it is OBE. So I have, no words to say that is OMG. Oh my God, it was full of passionate teachers, experienced teachers, extemporaneous teachers, and I'm sure the participants, I'm not exaggerating, you must be taking home lot of inputs and you must have given lot of outputs in the exercises and assignments. And my dear colleagues, fellow colleagues, and all the participants from almost all the parts of the country. I deem it a privilege to say that the speakers were very, very profound. It started with the humble beginning of Professor Tangarila sir's lecture session with teaching methodology, that is effective teaching. It was then carried away very well with Zishan sir, A to Z package, I call him Ahmed Zishan, and he took it to the levels of Bloom's taxonomy. And then it was followed by the exercises and the assignments, very candidly, very meticulously planned by Nuzhat ma'am. Followed by Sai Leela Vaishnavi, who has given a very, very clear-cut explanation on evaluation methodologies. Coming to other speakers, mention should be made for Shankar Babu sir. And just now we have heard, we have enjoyed, and we have taken loads and loads of information from Dr. Bhagya Raju sir, right from the importance of accreditation, from the difference between affiliation and accreditation. He has come up to the research grants and given us a lot of hopes and inspirations to be a part of an active research methodology and the research labs we can establish. So with these few words, I can very easily say that the inaugural was very imperative, very impeccable, and the valedictory is going to be valuable and wonderful. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for motivating us. Now I request our principal, Dr. K. Shivalingam, to address
ma'am, he's unwell, he's indisposed, so he told me to take excuse on his behalf.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for the information provided, ma'am. Now, I request Mr. K.M. Fasiuddin, Deputy Director, Global Professional Colleges, to address. Please, sir. Well, I guess, like, sir is there online? Fasiuddin, sir. I request you to
Hello,
address.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I forgot to put my mute off. So thank you so much, Manzoor Hussain sir, for giving us a valuable time, sir. And I really hope all the participants had a great sessions rather for the past couple of days. And right now, I was just listening to Dr. Bhagyaraju sir. As always, Bhagyaraju sir has been very, very informative, very helpful. And the topic of the FDP, I feel, is right now, in light of this current pandemic going on around the world, we don't know how things are going to be going forward. So the quality of colleges, I think, is going to be paramount going forward now. So I once again thank the speakers, all the speakers, the participants, the dignitaries, the principal, the dean, the EC department, the HOD in particular, Nusrat madam, who has been hosting this wonderfully, Zishan sir, who organizes meticulously, all the department faculties, and everyone who has helped the department in organizing this. It has been a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. Thank you once again. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback. Now I request our director, Mr. K. Minhajuddin, Global Professional Colleges, to address. Please, sir. So we are able to hear you, sir. Uh,
Disturbance, ma'am.
Okay, meanwhile, we get connected with our director.
Yeah.
We have like
No, ma'am,
our
I'm online now.
sir, you're available? Yeah, please proceed, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Manzoor Hussain, sir. It's very an honor to see you again. Even in your busy schedule, you have given us time. So, honorable dignitaries. Just sorry, one second. So, honorable dignitaries who have participated in the event today, I would like to thank you from bottom of my heart on behalf of the management, Global Institute of Engineering and Technology. It was a very good session. I hope a learning session for all. And before anything, I would like to say that as this is a month of Ramzan, the best teacher in the world has been Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has taught his companions. And today, in this past month, we have organized this event, outcome-based education and importance of accreditation, enhance the education quality. As it has been said, the problem today with the education is that it has changed dramatically. So the new methodology and things are being introduced. I hope that all the people who have participated have learned something new. And I would like to again thank Zishan sir, Nusrat ma'am, and all the other coordinators who have worked very hard and tirelessly to make this event a success. Thank you, everyone. And I hope that in future we will have more such events, and any other information shall be forwarded to you, which shall help one and all. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, before I hand off my mic to our chief guest wants oral feedback from our participants. So I request the participants to give the feedback of this 3-day FTP. Anybody from the participants?
Hello.
Sir,
Hello. Myself, Kamal. Hello, myself, Kamal Sardana from the Technological Institute of Textile and Sciences, Bhiwani, Haryana. And I just want to say a big thanks to all the organizers for organizing this wonderful workshop. As far as the sessions are concerned, all were good. And sometimes there was some problem regarding network issue, but this is the, you can say, the major problem nowadays. And I just want to say thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable feedback.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Shyamanan from Malaradi Groups. So, first of all, I would like to thank the management of Global for organizing such an event during this tough times. And I would like to appreciate all the volunteers and coordinators who are in charge for this entire program. So, all the sessions were well organized and well coordinated. So, it is expected to have such issues related to network because of this tough times. But still they were able to manage, and they were able to clear the queries of most of the participants. So I would like to thank the organizers, actually Zizan Ahmed, for giving their presentations in a very coordinated manner. All the sessions were enlightening. The participants quickly used to and it gives the importance of accreditation in our academic life. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Sam, sir, for your valuable feedback. Any other participants?
Hello, madam.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm
Hello, good
M. Sunil from in the Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. because one good thing is the coordinators have added me because I am not registered on the day what they are given the deadlines, but they have added me. I got so much information regarding accreditation, blue taxonomy, outcome-based education, everything. Because I have some approach, but they have increased some. They are given some skills, which will be useful to go back to my institution. Thank you, madam. Thank you to the global institution, the coordinators, and all the again all the technical teams. They have connected. They have taken the. They have made it success. Thank you, madam.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದು Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello. I request other participants who cannot speak to please
Hello, good
be on.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Asma Khanam, if she wants to speak, please unmute
Yeah.
and go ahead. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello, ma'am, are you audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. Myself, I'm Asma Khanam, Associate Professor and Vice Principal from Anvalum College of Pharmacy. A very good afternoon to all the panelists, participants, and the resource persons. First of all, I'm very much glad to get an opportunity to give the feedback for this 3-day FDP on outcome-based education and importance of accreditation to enhance the quality of technical education, which is organized by Global Institute of Engineering and Technology, Department of EC, with the support of JNTUH and AICT. Actually, it is a very good initiative taken up by the organizing committee members and coordinators of GIET. I also thank the Dr. A. Govardhan sir also, that is JNTU Rector, for facilitating the program at institute level. And I'm very much thankful to Dr. Mansoor Hussain sir also, JNTU Director of Admissions, and even the deans, Secretary K.M. Arifuddin sir, Dr. Minhajuddin sir, and Khaja Fasiuddin sir, and also the principal of this college, that is K. Shivlingam sir. It was a very wonderful program for all the faculty participants to have an effective utilization of time, especially during this lockdown period. Actually, ma'am, with this 3-day FDP program, the major focus was on the outcome-based education and the importance of accreditation in technological institutes. And the lecture sessions which were presented by all the resource persons were very much appreciable, and the efforts were very much being inspired by all the participants. Even the lecture session by Vaishnavi madam was very much excellent and interactive. Thank you, madam, for even creating a virtual classroom environment for all the participants. And even through the assignments also, we were able to apply the techniques which we have learned in the sessions. Although I'm from pharmacy branch, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, initially I thought that I'll be able to just not able to understand or grasp the program sessions, as it was totally focused on the engineering field. But later on, when I understood the concepts taught by the professor, I really got inspired by the online classes also. Thank you for the organizing this program, and I thank the organizing committees, patrons, directors, and all the coordinators, especially Dr. Ahmed Zishan sir and Nuzhat madam, for responding to the group conversations and for being with us all the time. And I would like to appreciate the efforts of the coordinators and committee members. If any program exclusively on accreditation is organized by GIET in the next coming days, because we could not get much time for getting focused on the accreditation part. The today's session by Raju sir was good, but it was a very quick session. We could not grasp all the things. So I request the organizers, if some opportunity is being given to attend and participate in such programs in future coming days.
Definitely. We'll do. If we organize, we'll let you know.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to all the participants and organizers and resource persons also. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give the feedback.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, appreciate Mr. Professor G. Ahmad Jishan sir, being a accuracy coordinator. He done a wonderful job, and the entire session is very good, madam. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Myself, Dr. BVVS Prasad from Chalapati College, Guntur.
Sir?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Madam, myself from Karimnagar, Vivekananda Institute of Technology and Science. Hello.
Sir, sir, please. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm really very much thankful for the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share my views on the 3-day faculty development program, this OBE, that is outcome-based education. And also at the end of the day, we have learned the importance of accreditation for enhancing the quality in technical education. I'm very thankful, very much thankful for the organizer, Global Institute of Technology, Engineering and Technology, and would congratulate for the great brand success of Department of Electronic and Communication Engineering. That is special thanks to Mr. Jishan Ahmad sir and all the coordinators, all the backend team, all the technical team, and all the speakers. They've done very well. I'm very happy, and I'm I have enlightened myself from nothing about or the basic knowledge about the accreditation to learning about the learning outcomes, COs, POs, and mapping. And the overall workshop was covered all the topics that they have mentioned, and I'll be happy in participating these kind of sessions in future sessions that are organized by your organization. Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Still, do we have anybody who's about to give the feedback? Okay, now let us move on with our valedictory. I request our chief guest of our valedictory, Dr. M. Manzoor Hussain, sir, to address the gathering and our participants. Please, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon to everybody. You are audible for me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
At the outset, let me congratulate entire team for adding another feather to the cap of Global Institute of Engineering and Technology. A respected chairman of the Global Institute of Engineering and Technology, Janab Arifuddin Saab, the director Minajuddin, deputy director Faizuddin, and the organizing secretary of this program, Professor Ahmad Jishan, principal of the college, and that very senior faculty and the dean, Professor Tiwari madam, and head of the department ECE, Nuzat madam, and all other members directly or indirectly connected with this program and making this program a great success. Let me add few comments. I think the program has went on very well. The feedback is the indication for that. All the participants, more than 4 or 5 feedback participants, they have given very nice, very excellent feedback. What I was just going through the contents of the program. The program contents are very well planned and they are very much useful. Outcome-based education system, as it is being implemented and is giving very good results in the present day technology requirements. The measure of the institute is by its outcome quality. So whatever the input you are getting, the way how you are training them, the way how you are teaching them, the way how you are practical labs you are conducting, and the product is being finished, and at the end of the program, maybe it is for diploma 3 years and for degree 4 years program, the quality of the output is measured. And the measuring the quality of the output is by different ways. One is by getting number of gate scores for getting admission into high years learning institutes, premier institutes. The other one is by getting a very good placements. The other one is for going for any abroad or different programs in international level. So the college, the Global Institute of Engineering and Technology, has taken a right topic, and during this time, because this is one unexpected break for everybody, so the time is being effectively utilized by more than 250 participants, and the team has selected a galaxy of speakers on different topics. It shows that the time spent by these speakers and the quality of the inputs they have given all are appreciable, and all these are the motivation for the faculty to make their institutes of learning in still better way. I congratulate all the team members because this college is very close to me. Whenever I get any opportunity, I try to get attached to that college. Really a wonderful work they have done, even though they have a very limited facilities, but they have used the technology very well. And on many occasions I have seen the college is doing very successful programs which are very much useful for the academic development. And a JNTU, a university, is very proud of this college, and directly or indirectly this college, all the activities are also reflecting our JNTU, and really we are thankful to the entire management and the team for making academic activities and making our JNTU feel very proud of this college. Some more information regarding that NBA accreditation and other activities. These are the indications or measuring indications what we need nowadays. Just running an institute is not just sufficient, but NBA and NAC gradings are required to have some indication in the society that the institutes are in forefront and are doing very good in their academics. So always I prefer the management and the faculty be ready for NBA and NAC accreditation and see that all the data, whatever you have done in previous years, and the data you display and show what is your potential, and this is going to give you a very good indication to the newcomers into the college. So always I prefer the institutes must go for the NBA and NAC accreditation. No doubt its preparation is very a tough job, but I think the present faculty are trained for this one. They are really making use of the resources and technology and making the things, and I appreciate this. And the last one is now this maybe a unexpected break has given a lot of changes in our way of living. I think one big change what we are going to get in our education system is online education. Probably we as a JNT is also thinking of to introduce at least 1 or 2 courses online in every semester, so that instead of working for 6 days, you work for 5 days a week, and one day you can have you can spare on different learning resources online. So probably next admission onwards, probably next batches onwards, will be exposed to this type of learning process, and successfully we are doing. I have attended more than 10 to 15 meetings during this break, and I have seen that technology support is really excellent. I think there is a lot of scope for us for improvement of the technology in this direction. Once again, I thank entire team for making this successful program. And also I wish all the best to all the participants and from different, I think around 12 different states they have attended. I wish them all the best, and I wish that team will be doing such type of program in the future. And many programs they will be doing, and I wish them all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Professor G. Nishan, Head Department of EC and Coordinator IQC, Global Institute of Engineering and Technology, to propose vote of thanks.
Respected Secretary, sir, Honorable Director GPC, Deputy Director GPC, Dean GPC, Principal Global Institute of Engineering and Technology, our most valued invited guest, Professor Dr. Manzoor Hussain, Professor of Mechanical Engineering and Director of Admissions JNTH, ladies and gentlemen. It's my privilege to ask to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of the staff, students of Global Institute of Engineering and Technology, and the party of EC, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers, to all the participants, I, on behalf of the Department of EC, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, Zishan, go ahead. You are audible.
Yeah. I, on behalf of the Department of EC, and on my own
Yes,
behalf,
sir,
extend a
sir,
very
audible.
hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers for gracing and sharing with us your findings and opinions on the outcome-based education for these 3 days. A big thank you to Professor Dr. Tangirala, Professor of Chemical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, for his effective words towards the lecture, Effective Teaching in Educational Institutions, which found to be very interesting. I must mention my deep sense of appreciation to Madam Mrs. Nuzhatun Nisa Begum, Associate Head Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, for her lecture and group exercise on taxonomy of learning levels for formulating learning outcomes in cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. I also wish to express my gratitude to Mrs. P. Sailila Vaishnavi, Head Department of Civil Engineering, for her lecture on and group exercise on outcome-based education and evaluation of students' performance in engineering education. I'm very grateful to Professor V. Bhagyaraju sir, Professor of ECG and TC, for his wonderful presentation on evaluation of course attainments and program attainments. I would also like to acknowledge my deep gratitude to Professor Dr. Manzoor Hussain sir, Director of Admissions JNTH, who has accepted our invitation, taken out time from his busy schedule, and inspired us with his great words. Thank you so much, sir. Finally, I would like to place this on record. A hearty thanks to our Secretary, sir, our Director, sir, Deputy Director, sir, Dean of Global Professional Colleges, Principal GIT, for their perfect logistic support and guidance they have extended us. I also extend my thanks to all my department staff for their enormous cooperation in organization of this event. Well, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels start rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird's eye for details. I have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of my Department of EC who know their job and are result oriented. I cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. As this was an online FDP, I very profusely thank the backend team, that is the technical team, rather the backbone of this FDP, without whose constant vigilance this could have not been possible. I thank Mr. Syed Altamash for his guidance and continuous support in setting up this online platform, and Mr. Altafur Rahman, Assistant Professor, Department of EC, for fixing the issues and putting things in place, and who didn't hesitate to answer my calls when late night. Thank you so much, Mr. Altaf. The department is blessed to have you as a faculty member. Last but not least, to thank all the principals of the participant college for sending faculty for this FDP, and a special thanks to the wonderful participants for their active participation and 100% efforts in completing the assignments given. Thank you, one and all. Global will be hosting such FDPs more and will be meeting again and again. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, you are not audible.
The session is concluded. I thank all the participants for the participation. And Global wishes you a very all the best in all your future endeavors. Definitely, we being in the faculty fraternity will be meeting again on such platforms. And Manzoor Hussain, sir, thank you so much again, sir, from the student, staff, and the management of Global Institute of Engineering for your kind acceptance and being available here for the valedictory, sir. Thank you so much.